So last week, Trump's latest mistress, Elon Musk, had the audacity to unironically post this stupid meme implying that all the celebrities endorsing Kamala Harris also appear on Epstein and Diddy's guest list, and then repeated the bullshit theory on stage at a Trump rally.
Interesting to see the crossover between the Epstein client list and Kamala's puppet masters.
That's despite the fact that Trump has literally more photos of himself with Epstein and Diddy than he does with his own children. And speaking of Epstein, don't you find it kind of convenient how Republicans were absolutely obsessed with getting their hands on the Epstein flight logs right up until they found out that Trump's name was on there 7 times, and that he regularly left Epstein early morning important messages? But I mean, come on, who among us hasn't left a few early morning messages to our local sex trafficker? All over those flight logs. A whole 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Epstein's little black book. Donald Trump. All the other names are blacked out. And it's kind of hard for them to claim that they were just business associates, since in a recently released audio recording of Epstein giving a reporter dirt on Trump, he admits that he was Donald's best friend for 10 years.
So how do you know this?
Donald's closest friend, 10 years.
Ghislaine Maxwell says Jeffrey Epstein recorded Trump with his victims.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
What does Tiffany have of Marla's?
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
But before we stray too far away from Elon Musk being his usual hypocritical self, guess who else has been all buddy-buddy with both Epstein and Diddy? That's right, the Muskrat himself, famously being pictured with Epstein's girlfriend and recruiter, Ghislaine Maxwell, and on another occasion, one of Musk's interns managed to snap a picture of an email on Musk's computer from Epstein asking if Musk was able to meet up with Ghislaine for quote-unquote kung fu practice. Well, Elon, were you able to meet up with Ghislaine at Kung Fu practice on Saturday? Jeff, I did, thank you, smiley face. And apparently, Epstein had so many meetings with Musk that Epstein's victims wanted to take a look at his business records, which Musk tried to hide from them, eventually being overturned by a judge who allowed the subpoena to go forward last May. Exclusive, Jeffrey Epstein boasted about a 2012 lunch meeting with Elon Musk that took place after the registered sex offender served a year in jail for procuring underage girls for prostitution. But the hypocrisy doesn't end there, because old Elon was also pals with Diddy too, once describing him as a good friend and bragging that, quote, we text a lot. And when the list of investors who helped Musk buy Twitter was revealed, guess who was right at the tippy top of the list? That's right, his bestest bud Diddy. Diddy among investors behind Elon Musk's $44 billion Twitter takeover. Diddy has been revealed to be one of the silent investors behind Elon Musk's $44 billion acquisition of Twitter. According to TMZ, Puff invested north of $10 million to have a seat at the table when it comes to the direction of the social media platform. But Republicans projecting their own BS onto everybody else is nothing new. But what is new is Musk's bizarre claim that if Trump gets back into office, he'll release the Epstein client list.
You know, I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
Yeah, what about you? Even by Elon standards, this is a particularly stupid theory, especially considering that 1. Trump's name is definitely all over that list, and 2. Trump was already president when Epstein was arrested and quote-unquote killed himself in jail, and yet Trump never released a damn thing and even did his best to sweep the whole thing under the rug. Something highlighted by the way he answered when a Fox host asked him what he'd be willing to declassify if he got back into office.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
Notice how quickly he answered the first 2 questions? So it kind of seems like this chart is the one that Musk should be posting. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Jeffrey Maxwell Diddy. That seems a lot more accurate. Oh, and another little fun fact about that chart. Captain Free Speech threatened to suspend the account that originally posted it. Violation related to your post published below. Following a thorough review, our team has confirmed the validity of this claim. As a result, your account is at risk of suspension if we do not receive an appeal from you within the next 48 hours. Yeah, gotta love all that free speech. Which isn't surprising to anybody that's actually been paying attention since Musk took over Twitter. Musk is absolutely not a free speech absolutist. The self-proclaimed free speech absolutist has made plenty of exceptions in the past. The number of account suspensions has quadrupled since he took over 2 years ago. Under Musk's leadership, X has suspended over 4 times as many accounts in the first half of 2024, 5.3 million as Twitter ever did during similar periods. According to its transparency reports at the time, Twitter suspended almost 873,000 accounts in the last half of 2019. Gotta love all that free speech, huh? And he's complied with almost every request for censorship or surveillance from authoritarian governments like India and Turkey. Elon Musk criticizes censorship, but his X grants more government requests than Twitter did. His social media platform took action on 71% of legal requests between January and June, according to a new report. The new numbers mark a steep increase from the 6 months before Musk bought the company, when Twitter fully complied with 280 out of 550 requests. About 51% of requests were fully complied with, compared to 83% while Musk headed the firm. But the phony free speech aficionado's love of censorship doesn't stop there. He regularly bans accounts of anybody critical of him. X, formerly known as Twitter, on Tuesday temporarily suspended accounts of multiple prominent journalists and left-leaning commentators and comedians, many of whom were critical of X owner Elon Musk. This is at least the 5th time that X, under Musk, has purged accounts that are the slightest bit critical of him, his friends, or causes he supports. Shortly after taking the social network's reins in October 2022, the self-proclaimed free speech absolutist banned the accounts of multiple actors and comedians who made fun of him. And much like his choice of political candidate, Musk also likes to force himself onto people that want nothing to do with him, as demonstrated when he threatened to fire Twitter engineers if they didn't tweak the algorithm to boost his post to everyone on the site after discovering that Joe Biden's Super Bowl post had gotten more views than his. At 2:36 on Monday morning, James Musk sent an urgent message to Twitter engineers. "We are debugging an issue with engagement across platforms," wrote Musk, a cousin of the Twitter CEO, tagging @here in Slack to ensure that everyone would see it. "Any people who can make dashboards or write software, please can you help solve this problem? This is high urgency. If you are willing to help out, please thumbs up this post." When bleary-eyed engineers began to log onto their laptops, the nature of the emergency became clear. Elon Musk's tweet about the Super Bowl got less engagement than President Joe Biden's. After Musk threatened to fire his remaining engineers, they built a system designed to ensure that Musk, and Musk alone, benefits from previously unheard of promotion of his tweets to the entire user base. But that wasn't the only political alteration to the site that people didn't see coming. Almost immediately after Musk's takeover, all the most prominent Democrat accounts started seeing noticeable dips in their follower view counts, while at the same time, their Republican counterparts saw massive increases in their followings and engagements. High-profile Republicans gain followers in first weeks of Musk's reign. The red are the Republicans, and take a look at where the Democrats are. Subtle. Republican followings have skyrocketed, few Democrats have. Literally only one account even coming close to the same level of engagement. Congressional Democrats get fewer tweets viewed over 20 million times than Republicans do. 2023, 2024, July to October 2024. Only a slight increase. And ever since making his turn to the dork side, Musk has now started working with the Trump campaign to suppress anything that may be damaging to Trump before the election. Trump campaign worked with Musk's X to keep leaked J.D. Vance file off platform. Elon Musk's X has reportedly worked with the Trump campaign to censor material that could be harmful to the former president's White House chances as part of a pattern of election interference that is unprecedented in U.S. history. This is wild. Elon suspends Ken Klippenstein for linking to the J.D. Vance dossier, saying it counts as doxing. It comes out that Trump personally asked Elon to ban Ken. Elon, embarrassed, reinstates Ken. Ken's same link to the dossier still up. It was never about doxing. Elon Musk personally intervened to have my suspension lifted following reporting that X coordinated with the Trump campaign to kill my J.D. Vance article. And when I say he's been censoring anything that may be damaging to Trump, I really do mean anything, with users posting screenshots showing that they've had their account suspended just for making jokes about the former president. This violates Twitter's users against violent speech. If Donald Trump ran into a wall with a full erection, he'd break his nose. Must remove your post, or get a 1-week suspension. Keep in mind, this is the same guy that considers this to be a perfectly acceptable joke to post to about the current president and vice president. And apparently, the wannabe comedian finds it so funny that he's repeated it multiple times, including at a rally at a church.
Which is like nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally
Just find
right.
another puppet.
Exactly. That's
It's so funny. So since this dipshit clearly doesn't give a rat's ass about free speech, and considering most of his net worth is tied up in Tesla stock, and Trump has a well-documented hatred of electric cars, it begs the question, is Musk only backing Trump to stay out of prison?
if he loses, man. What?
I'm
You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.